Alright everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel, hope you're all well. Tonight's video is going to be titled The NRL Grand Final is Bigger Than State of Origin. Before I get into the video though, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Your help is greatly appreciated in supporting this independent YouTuber. It's a tough graft out there trying to get subscribers, so your help is greatly appreciated. We're up to 314 subscribers at the moment, trying to get to 350. So if you are liking what I'm doing, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Now getting back to this video, as the title suggests, the NRL Grand Final is bigger than State of Origin. Now today there was a post on Instagram where Wally Lewis questioned the spirit of New South Wales. And I went on there and I says, look, I don't follow State of Origin, but, and then I said a couple of things, and then a couple of people attacked me and said, why do you have a New South Wales Rugby League State of Origin badge if you are talking about Origin? Because, well, if you don't follow Origin. Now, some of you out there might be thinking, I didn't know that you didn't follow State of Origin. Well, I don't. I haven't followed State of Origin since 2017. I lost interest after 2017. I grew up a New South Wales fan, but just a short explanation on why I use the New South Wales Rugby League badge for most of my channels is because the New South Wales Rugby League was the competition between 1908 and 1994, and in my personal opinion, I think the Rugby League was the best when it was underneath that banner, when the New South Wales Rugby League run the competition. There was no video referee, there was no bunker, there was no over-analysing of the rules and looking for fingernails and pinkies and all that type of keeper. You had suburban grounds, you had all the original foundation clubs. It was a community game. It was something that it was a really good time to be alive in the witness and the watch, and it's the complete opposite to what the game is about today. And I use the New South Wales Rugby League badge as a commemoration, as sort of like a nod to that era, because I think it is the best era in rugby league and always will be. Now, getting back to my statement about in the title video. Now, as I was debating with some of these people on Instagram, it come up to this person called Alex Milton 00, and basically, first off, he attacked me and he said that I'm not a real NRL fan because I don't watch State of Origin. And then he said that how can you not watch the most important game of the year or the most important games of the year? And then he finally said the State of Origin series and State of Origin itself is a better game because it rates higher on the television. Now, I've got a lot to say about some of those comments. The reason why I consider the NRL Grand Final to be bigger than State of Origin is because when you look at the NRL Grand Final itself and actually the whole year in total, for teams out there, they're pretty much going into pre-season now. So even though the season starts in March, they're starting their pre-season back in November, and they're training, they're working their asses off up until the first round of the year, and even before that they're playing trial games and all that keeper. Then they have to go through 24 or 26 rounds depending on the year and depending on who's playing and who's playing where. They have to play 24 or 26 rounds of grueling rugby league, putting their body on the line every week, and then if they're lucky enough to make the finals, depending on where they finish, they have to play 2 or 3 matches just to reach the grand final. Then they have to go through all that build up through the week, and then it comes to that one game, that one important game that decides it all. Whereas State of Origin, it's in the middle of the year. This year is a bit different, but traditionally it's divided up over, you could see, 6 or 7 weeks. The players that are picked, they go into camp, they come out of camp, they go into camp, they come out of camp, and they're playing normal games in between. They're 3 individual matches, and generally they're decided pretty much over the first 2 games. Sometimes they go to the third one, but it's all said and done after a 6 or 7 week period. Another thing that this Alex Milton 00 said is he said State of Origin's a better game because it rates better. But is that really true? Because, like, say for instance, in this scenario, South Sydney, who have a massive supporter base and do rate pretty well on the television, they play the Gold Coast and they beat them 50-0, and they rate really, really high for that game, and there's a lot of television viewers. And then you get Eastern Suburbs, Sydney Roosters, they play the Gold Coast. Now, they beat the median points of 16. And even though the game's more exciting, and even though it's more better and more even, it rates less. So are you seeing that just because a game has higher viewers that it's a better quality, or it might be better? I know for a fact that there's some people out there that don't watch the NRL Grand Final because their team's not in it. And the teams that are in it, they can't stand. So naturally, the viewership goes down. Whereas with State of Origin, there's always that 50-50 chance that your state's going to win. And because it's such a big game, people watch it. Another thing about the NRL Grand Final, why I think it's a better, more important game than State of Origin overall, as I said earlier, it's one game. Now, if you are on the winning side of the NRL Grand Final, your name's there forever. Your team name's there forever. You get the ring, you get the memories. You're talked about for generations to come. You're spoken about forever. Whereas with State of Origin, there's been plenty of players who have done really well in the Origin arena for both Queensland and New South Wales. They've won series, but they haven't won the Premiership. And especially in the case of Nathan Hindmarsh, he's won a couple of State of Origin series, but he's constantly mocked for not winning the Premiership. And you look at some other players, Andrew Eddingshausen, how many series did he win for New South Wales? No Premiership. Tim Brasher, he won tons of series for New South Wales, no Premiership. He was actually interviewed by Andrew Voss earlier in the year for Fox League, and he said that because in the whole time he played rugby league, especially for Balmain, he only played 2 finals series in, I think, about the 13-14 year that he played the game. And he said that he used State of Origin as his grand final because he said that playing in the grand final and winning the Premiership is the pinnacle of playing rugby league. But he said that because he never got to experience that except for very early on in his career, he used Origin as that grand final. And I imagine there was a lot of other players that used Origin as their grand final because their team never really played in the finals. Now, I'm not going away from State of Origin seeing that it's a lesser product to the grand final. I'd see that the State of Origin series, it's tough, it's intense, it's gripping, it's emotional. There's no doubt about that. But I think overall, the NRL Grand Final and the prize at the end of it is higher than the State of Origin series. I'm pretty sure if you would ask some of these players, especially Nathan Hindmarsh, would you trade a couple of your State of Origin series wins for a Premiership? I guarantee you he'd probably say, I'd take it straight away. But I'm not going away from State of Origin. I'd see that if I was to rank the importance of matches in rugby league at the moment, I'd definitely see that the NRL Grand Final, in my personal opinion, is first and foremost. State of Origin is second, and then internationals are third at the moment. But going back in the past, it used to be the NRL Grand Final Premiership was the most important. Playing for your country was second, and State of Origin was third. Maybe it might change in the future, we don't know. But anyway, that's my video on the NRL Grand Final is bigger than State of Origin. I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think that State of Origin is a bigger, more important game than the NRL Grand Final? Do you think winning the series for New South Wales or Queensland is bigger than winning the Premiership for your club and going through all that hard work and that arduous season? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, everyone, I'm going to get out of here, and I hope you enjoy your Friday night or your Saturday morning, wherever you are in the Wales. Anyways, everyone, catch us all later. Tatty bye.